Welcome. This is Impact Masters Media, and I'm your host, Michael Kimathi, or MK if you want. I would like to welcome you to another session today, where we have our amazing guests. And this is amazing because he's one of the guys who is building innovation around fintech. He's been an entrepreneur for some time now. And his name is Banta. Banta. Welcome.
Thank you, MK.
Yeah. Welcome, Banta. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good?
Doing great.
Awesome. So last time we were here, we left where we were talking about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And it was around where I think we made some substantial money.
Yeah.
Around entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
After dropping CVs from Gong Road, 5th Avenue to Karen.
Yeah.
And for me, that experience was not good because we did it using our Futsubish.
Yeah.
So for me, also, I had some fee arrears in school at that point.
Yeah.
So I was looking in a way to also make an extra buck to cover some of that. And we got this company, organization to build some software for.
Yeah.
So how was that experience for you?
For me, it was really good because it was a very big opportunity. It was a very big project. A project where we could prove practice what we've learned.
Yeah, for some time, yeah.
And also the fact that an organization came to us, or the organization gave us that project while we were still students.
Yes.
So that experience, I knew we have to do our best.
Yes.
And deliver, because
someone
an organization like that trusting you.
It meant something.
Meant something.
Yeah. So maybe I didn't tell you this, but I practiced with the elevator pitch at that point because the person who actually gave us the project, and now I was receiving, that's one of the organizations I was receiving scholarship from.
Yeah.
So I had to pitch this project in a way that it's palatable for such a person because we didn't have much time.
Yeah.
And he was able to get us an appointment with the stakeholders. And by the way, you remember we didn't have a company.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So we went to their offices.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
So it was a new experience, just like you, walking into a company, talking to the CEO or the head of that organization in Kenya. The head of that organization in Kenya, going to the office and pitching, and then leaving the office with a positive response. Yeah, that was something, and it was a very big opportunity for us. Yeah, and also you mentioned we didn't have a business, so they wanted us to send a proposal, and they said they can't deal with individuals, so they only work with companies, and we have to be a registered entity. Yeah, so we went to Sharia House. Is it no, not Sharia House, the company registrar's office, to register our business. So we could register a company, but the business that time, it was the easiest because we just needed an registered entity. Yeah, and get the deal. And we did that. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and by the way, the reason why we registered enterprise is because it was affordable, still is up to today. Yeah. And the turnaround time was much faster. And if you remember, it's the organization that advised us to register this business. Because, and that's why I think even guys who are in the organization, right now we have companies, sometimes it's not about giving the young guys hard time.
Yeah.
It's also good to like help them propel, because that's how we all succeed in that manner.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean because I'm making an extra buck, you are losing an extra buck. No.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of those experiences count a lot
Yeah.
in these people's future.
Yeah.
And that's big. Big up to Peter, and I can't remember all the names of the stakeholders, but big up to Peter.
Susan.
Susan, yes, Susan. There are a couple of other guys. Steve, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. He's now in US, by the way.
Still with the organization? Or?
No. He went there. He was a teacher, so he went there, I think, to do teaching or something. He was the accountant. Was it the accountant? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a bit some years now. But big up to them for that opportunity.
Yeah.
And we go to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we traveled many places in Kenya. Yeah, went to Juja. That time it was like there were few developments. It was like up country. No buildings, no shopping centers. Yeah. But right now, if you go there, like it's
town.
very different.
Yeah.
It's a very big
I need to visit there at some point.
I don't even remember the road. Yeah. Remember we took a motorbike. Almost 30 minutes.
There was Juja Farm, and then there was Juja office that was next to Jaquet.
Yeah. But I'm sure even the Juja Farm right now, it's a very big town.
Yeah, it is. I've seen a couple of these videos that people do when they're selling shambas.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing because also there is tarmac. Then there was no tarmac, so you remember. Yeah. It was more like a size of farm or something.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, that was an experience. And then we go to Nanyuki.
Yeah. Went to Nanyuki, Timau.
Your first time in Nanyuki?
That was my first time. First time going to Nanyuki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Timau. Yeah. And after that, we decided, let's go see
Isiolo. My hometown. That's where I was born. So.
But you grew up there.
Yeah. So I spent around 13 years in Isiolo in my childhood. 13 years of my childhood. It's an amazing city. Okay, let me not call it city. It's an amazing town. But right now, it's almost a city because now they have an international airport that I think gonna be open pretty soon for the commercial things on that side. It's coming pretty well. And Isiolo is one place you'll find all the people or all the tribes. Actually, you'll find all the people in the world in Isiolo.
It's mix of different tribes and people.
Yes, you'll find Ethiopians there. You'll find Kushites, Niloites, all these. Yes. You also find Italianos there. You'll find Germans because there are a couple of big hospitals around that place.
Yeah.
And most of the army guys, they go to Isiolo and then back as a trip of training and stuff.
Okay.
So it's an amazing, dynamic town that actually encompasses all the cultural. Even their Swahili actually is unique. Maybe we didn't get to spend enough time to realize that, but it's a place that you can really, but it's quite dry. They call it Texas for a reason.
Kenyan Texas.
Yes. Yeah, that's the nickname of the town. So, so, and then we went to Nakuru.
Yeah. Went to the outskirts of Nakuru.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know that project was supposed to be implemented in East and Central Africa and then scaled to the world because the organization was more of a world organization. Yeah. I cannot say for sure what really happened, but that was the plan. Yeah. I think even we had started those discussions with the key stakeholders. So it was like what we were doing was pilot. Yeah. So I cannot speak confidently what happened to that, but it was quite...
Maybe in future we can go back and
inquire. I think also we didn't follow up because we needed to follow up at some point.
Yeah, I think we got busy. There were so many opportunities
I got to meet the key stakeholders at some point. I think we talked about this over the phone at some point. And they wanted to follow up.
Yeah.
So maybe following up would make a great deal. Because the project itself was really amazing. It was a game changer. Even right now as we speak, a couple of years down the line. And now with the knowledge that we have, we can even do it at a better scale.
Very true.
Yes. Though a couple of models have changed, and I think even that project will come in handy for them. and what they're doing. So big up to Peter, Susan, Steve, who are a couple of the stakeholders. One thing that I really embrace about these key stakeholders at that organization is that they even opening the organization, they were the one who suggested that you guys, you need, we cannot pay you as individuals. Go and open a business. And rather than going and opening LLC or LTD, go and open an enterprise which is much faster. So they were like mentors as much as they were customers. And I think this is a big lesson for anyone out there with an organization, and maybe they're young guys who are confident enough they want to start a business and they can provide you a solution. It doesn't break a bone to guide them, because also if they succeed, it means also you succeed at some point, because if not for that, maybe you'll not be able to pay some of my school fee. If not for that, maybe you will not be able to you will not maybe even think entrepreneurship pays.
Very true.
Yes. So
that was the first highest paid project we did.
You want to mention how much we made out of that?
Roughly, in total, probably around 500k there Kenya shillings, which is
then it was more than 5,000. More than 5,000.
More than $5,000.
Then dollar was not that. It was not even 100, Bob.
And so all that was in a span of a few months.
Yes.
So we did well.
Yes. And I remember we also, after getting the first check, we went to this place in the city known as Roosters. Somewhere where the booking, what is the name of those buses? They go to your rural area.
Called Tulaga.
Tulaga, where the Tulagas are boarded. It's some corridor somewhere in Roosters. So at the end of that corridor, there's a guy who used to sell some, I don't want to call them snacks because we hate to our fullest. Some kebab, samosas, there was some shikaki.
Street food.
Some some nice street food. And we ate to the fullest because you see, to be honest, we never used to have some nice meal while in school, because sometimes you spent 10 bob for mandazis and chai. Just to move, to survive and go through the education. I would say eating noodles at that point. So that was a big day and one memorable day.
Very, very, very true. Considering what we used to eat.
It was a big feast.
It was a big step.
So our listeners, sometimes these stories sound like familiar. So we spent a substantial amount with Banta, especially in university. I think the whole 4 years we spent is it 4 years or 3, 4, 5 years? 4 years, even 1 year after the university, right? So we used to live together. We used to pass through all these challenges. So sometimes when some of these stories sound personal, don't worry. That happened. So So after this, you get some other entrepreneurship opportunities across the world, right?
Very true. So started working with a number of companies doing consulting. Also got clients abroad in the US, Nigeria. Also at the same time, did an internship with a company in the US called Gamify. We were building plugins for Shopify.
Yes.
And also...
Shopify by then was a big deal.
It existed.
Was it starting?
It was a startup that time. But they had good traction. It was already popular. They were doing well still.
Yes.
And also made friends in different countries. Made a friend of someone in the US, Colorado. We started a company. We started working on projects. He would give me projects, and then I'll source for developers to work on those projects. And also, before that, started working with a company called Kopo.
I remember that experience with the Ruby. I think
with Ruby.
Was it Dr. Elisha Opio, who introduced Kopokopo to you? Because they came at the University of Nairobi looking for devs.
Yeah, so we started the together with you and other students. We started the Nairobi community.
Yeah. Let's tell that story properly, so that by the time you're talking about Nairobi, people have the context. So here is the AI unit that has been introduced to us, and there's a new language that we need to learn. So one of the things that we realized about this language was open source. It was an open source language. It had a very vibrant community across the world. And it was fascinating to us. So we realized, because the unit lasted about 45 hours per unit, and you had like 7-8 units per semester. So the easiest way to learn Ruby was either to form a group or a community around it.
In fact, we learned, see, Ruby is very simple. So for us to do that, to program, like to do artificial intelligence programming, we had to learn Ruby.
Yes.
So he gave us like a PDF, one pager with everything we needed to know about Ruby. It was very quick.
Yes.
And that was very amazing. And that time we had done many languages, Java.
Which were really crazy.
And it was a language, that time it was not popular in Kenya. So, and we decided it's good to form a group. In fact, it was not we were not thinking about community.
But then it was a user group.
Not even a user group. We thought, why don't we just form a group?
Class group.
Class group. We discuss about Ruby. We collaborate. We learn from each other. And then people liked it. The numbers started growing.
Even outside software engineers started attending some of
even
our
before
meetings.
that, we started it as a class group. And then other classes were interested. Now it became like a user group rather than a class group. And then we started having people from organizations and companies out there coming to the University of Nairobi to attend the meetups.
Nice.
And then because it was growing, we thought to make it like convenient for people who are coming out there, because the university is like where the tech companies were and where the university was. It was far. And also, when you go to university, like security checks and other things.
Inconveniences.
Ask why are you going there? What are you going to do? So said, let's move the meetup where we are doing the meetups to a central place. And the best place was iHub.
The iHub, Nairobi.
Like the center of like everything happening in the tech ecosystem. And
that's how the community started.
That's how it started. We started doing boot camps, workshops. And also we started expanding, going into other countries.
I think we'll talk about that in details at some point. But at this point now, you are doing the projects. Are you doing Kopo? I think so, as an intern.
So also when we started the community, the Nairobi community, because I was also really good coding with Ruby. And so there were two guys, the founders of Kopo, Ben and Dylan. So they had started the company in Sierra Leone. It was they're dealing with payments. So the company was not doing really well in Sierra Leone. They were told.
Was it called Kobo or
still Kopo?
Okay.
So Gobo is where the name was derived from. So which means money in
Sierra Leone. Yes.
So like call it Kopo is like Gobo, which means money, or making it rain, something.
Allah. So that I remember you telling me the initial. I don't know if it's Dylan or it's you we are conversing with, and you gave me that background. Okay. So
they were told in Africa, if you are doing anything fintech or mobile money.
Kenya is the place to be.
Yeah, Kenya is where the action is.
Mm.
And they had built their platform using Ruby on Rails.
Mm.
And they were looking for contacts, people who code with Ruby on Rails.
Yeah.
I think they saw the community. And that time we were doing the meetups at the University of Nairobi. They contacted the lecturer because I don't think my contacts were out there. The lecturer said, the person behind this is so and so. You can come here, you have a meeting with him. And that was our first, that's the first time I met with them. They were so cool.
Yeah.
We became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. They even visited us in Coast. Like the family members, we became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I became like technically their first software engineer before
Other
they
guys.
had other engineers. Yeah.
So did you bootstrap Kopo as it is?
So that time I was a student, I didn't do much. But later they hired, so it was learning
The market.
platform.
Yeah. Oh, you were learning the platform, okay.
Yeah. Getting around on the platform, see how it works.
Yeah.
What needs to be changed, the roadmap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they hired a CTO and other engineers.
Who was based in US?
Yeah. The
Okay.
CTO came from the US.
Yeah.
Called Dennis Onden. And then after a while,
But there was another CTO who used to...
that's a co-founder who
co-founder,
built
okay,
the
okay.
platform.
Yeah.
But he was still in the US.
Okay,
so he
okay.
didn't relocate to here in Kenya. So they had the CTO and other engineers. And then after a while, I joined as a software engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will do 20 hours while still in campus, or maybe when it's not like school break. And then when there were like the long holidays, the long breaks, I'll work with them full time, just like other software engineers.
Yeah.
So I was doing many things at that time.
Yeah.
So running the community, working at Kopo, 20 hours a week.
And school.
And also doing other projects, working with like some of the clients who were like, others were in Nigeria, others were in the US. So I was juggling so many.
And some of the lecturers used to give some projects.
So the lecturers would get like research projects, and they'll give me so their parts. So they'll ask me like help them with some of their parts. Like researching and developing maybe some algorithms. And they'll pay me for that.
So Banta, maybe just to ask for someone who want to get into software engineering, what are the most important topics to really concentrate on and understand them so that they can have the foundational of a good engineer?
So the first thing is learning to code, and like in a practical way. And like, if you're building a software, so what does it entail? So learning to code with a mindset of creating a platform. So that's the number one thing. And then after that, you can go into like other topics like data structures and algorithms, object-oriented programming. And also like study extensively. And to understand the foundation of computing and programming languages. So that's very key.
Now, when you tell someone to start coding, which language? Right now there are so many languages, and in those languages there are so many flavors.
So it depends with the background. It depends with the background and what they want to achieve. There are people who want to learn to code just to build websites. There are people who want to become software engineers, like to be employed or get employment opportunities with serious companies.
So you have to know which language is most used in that company.
Yeah, and also it depends with the background they have. If they've done maybe IT or software, computer science related degrees or courses,
Yeah.
then also that determines where they need to start.
Yeah.
So, but if someone doesn't have a technical background and they want to become like professional software engineers,
Yeah.
get opportunity like employment opportunities,
Yes.
my recommendation is to start with low-level programming languages.
Like C, C++.
Yeah, maybe C++, Java. Yeah, because if they go with the languages like Ruby, Ruby has simplified so much, which is good
Yes.
if you are building software for businesses and you want to move very fast.
Yeah.
But if the focus is to learn, so if you pick Ruby, there are some concepts
You'll miss out.
that you're going to miss out because of how it has like really simplified things.
Yes.
So the best way is you start with low-level languages. I recommend C++, Java. Yeah, you start with those kind of languages.
So is it the same case with JavaScript?
JavaScript is high level. It's not like Java.
So you also missed some important.
Yeah. So you start with the language but again, it depends with what you there are some people who don't want to like go that deep.
Get shit done.
With their, maybe their goal is just to get a cool website or maybe a very simple website. But if someone wants to be like to do like software engineering as a profession and go out there.
Yeah. And I also understand
companies,
the hardware side of things.
Yeah.
Software or system architecture, things like how computers process, the inputs. Then low-level language would give you that aspect of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So amazing. So fast forward, you now start working for Kopo or full time?
Yeah. So before I started working full time, so after graduation, I wanted to go full time.
But you started working for Kopo in third year or second year? I think it's third year, right?
Second year.
Second year.
Yeah.
Last semester. Okay.
Like now,
intern.
As a software engineer.
But was it 20 hours or intern, or how was the arrangement?
I think it was not really internship. It was I was working just like other software engineers. Just that I was not like a permanent because of my schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would work like 20 hours
Yeah.
during long holidays.
Yeah.
I would work like full time.
Yeah.
Just like a permanent software engineer.
Yeah. Did this make you understand the computer science as a degree, or?
So all those things I did, coding and doing all those projects, really helped me.
Yeah.
With the computer science degree, because it's a practical course. The more you do, you work on projects. Sorry.
Yeah.
The better you understand
Yes.
the concepts.
Yes.
So that really helped me.
Nice. So, would you tell someone who is maybe in first year, second year in one of these universities or college, and maybe they want to get a job to get practical skills,
Yeah.
they should not be applying to all the organizations, but rather get things going, like start building stuff?
So the best way is, learn, and then I recommend them to join communities. Because
Software engineering communities.
and that's what I benefited more from the
Yes.
Ruby community and other communities.
Yes.
Because I got to interact with people,
Who are
software engineers
experienced,
who are experienced. So learned so much from them.
Yeah.
And then you discover what you're being, like bridging or
Yes.
connecting what you're being taught,
Yes.
theory and the degree,
Yes.
and what is happening out there.
Yeah.
So once you make that connection, getting jobs becomes so much easier.
Yes.
In fact, opportunities will come to you.
Yeah.
And if you're in a community and you're really good, opportunities will come to you easily.
Nice. So before you start applying for jobs, dropping resumes from Fifth Avenue to Karen, you need to get first join community. It's easier.
Yeah.
You learn, even the learning path will not be steep because the other guys who have already experienced it.
Yeah.
Also ask questions. Don't just join community passively, right?
Yep.
Also be curious as a person. Like if you hear something that you don't know, you are able to go and research it and come and ask question in case it's not clear.
Yeah.
Follow through with or follow up with the speakers, the guys who you get in touch in those communities.
Yeah.
And also build a project, right? Because if you learn something without implementing, especially in engineering, sometimes it's really hard to grasp the concept. Now, how was the experience at Kopo Kopo? It's a new company, it's a startup, maybe they're not making much money. How was that experience?
So after graduating, before joining Kopo Kopo full time, I wanted to go into entrepreneurship full time. But I was depending on projects. So as I said initially, I would get projects from like different countries in the world, mostly Nigeria and US. So after graduation,
Yes.
went full time into entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And things became hard because suddenly the projects delayed.
From your side or from the other side?
From the other side.
So there were no more projects coming through?
Yeah, so they were delaying. So not at the rate that I was expecting because I needed to make a good income out of it.
So this is after school or still in school?
This is after school because I didn't join like Kopo Kopo immediately.
Oh, yeah.
So the projects are not coming through. A bit hard.
And I remember, when was the computer stolen? Because was it still in school? Or?
In school.
Yeah, can you tell about you have lost a lot of gadgets, bro.
Yeah. So went to CBD.
Nairobi has welcomed you proper.
Yeah. Went to CBD.
Was this guy a client, by the way, the guy you are meeting in CBD?
A visitor. So I got introduced again by the lecturer.
Yes.
Who introduced me to.
Was he a Japanese?
I think Japanese, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I was taking him to CBD, see some places, taking him around. Went to a restaurant, placed my bag on the table, and then looked right, left. The bag.
You could see your bag, but within a spin of a second.
In fact, I just looked right, on the right side. I think maybe I was taking ketchup or something.
Yeah.
Then when I looked on the other side, the opposite side, the bag was not there.
The bag was in front of you, but really just vanished.
Just vanished.
And you could not tell where it has gone to.
No one knew where the bag was.
You looked
outside. No one saw anyone.
You know, the first time you told me this story, because you came back home and you told me you have lost a new computer. It was a new computer, right? It was pretty...
Yeah, it was pretty new.
Pretty new. Yeah. I was like, dude, you're joking. Like, how can... And even the way it disappeared, like... But now I understand how it disappeared. Because I understand also there are guys who rob you using some sort of drugs or something. So...
Yeah, I'm not
they
sure.
They hypnotize you.
Yeah, it's not drug. I think the guy was swift. So distract you a bit and then they take the bag. And, the reason why maybe no one could see it, sometimes they have a very big bag. Maybe a very big paper bag. So they just put it in. And then it could be someone who is seated just on the opposite side of the other side of the aisle. And there's no way you can tell that your bag is inside the big paper bag.
Okay.
If you go outside, you ask the security person, they'll tell you we haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
So those guys, I I'll say they are very swift, and most of them have done that
For a long
many
time.
years.
Yeah.
So if you just like lose your attention for a second,
Things,
not looking,
a lot of things can happen.
yeah, if you're not holding your bag, then it can easily go. You see, if I was holding the bag, then I would have felt that someone is taking the bag away. But they saw that.
But I hear nowadays, bro, someone just shakes your hand and withdraw everything.
Yeah. So it's bad.
They're advancing every day. Anyway.
I've heard many stories about that.
Yeah. It's really bad because sometimes maybe I've had guys who are going to pay medical bills and that happens to them and they're back to square zero. So it's not a good experience to have. So anyone out there, just be careful. Nairobi has so many interesting, welcoming scenarios. And by the way, this is not the first time you lose stuff. So we'll talk about it when you get there. But now the projects are not coming as frequent.
Yeah.
And you are out here now. You are citizen. There's responsibilities.
Yeah.
What then?
So still, I kept in touch with the guys at Kopo Kopo. I would visit them most of the time.
Okay.
Go there. They used to tell me, Banta, you're always welcome here. In fact, we want you. And even still, when I was still like doing the degree, they'll say, but why are you doing the computer science degree?
And you're
just
good
come up
enough,
for us. You're good enough. Yeah. So we were very close. Yeah. At some point, I said, why not? Let me just go. Yeah.
And you joined them.
Yeah. Went to work for Kopo Kopo. Still, my goal was at some point to start my software company.
Yeah.
So ended up, so I learned so much at Kopo Kopo, how projects are managed, how to build like platforms. Built one of the products they're currently using. In fact, it's a core platform or maybe core product called Cash Advance. So I worked full time for about 2 years. But still, I was trying to do things on the side. Mostly trying to start the company that I've always wanted to start.
And follow your previous vision, which is entrepreneurship.
In the second year, I decided. So, like, how I was thinking was maybe entrepreneurship has been hard for me because I never had like a good team.
Yes.
Or maybe people who will complement me.
Like
the last company after uni, I was trying to do it like all alone. And managing so many
projects on your own.
Projects, managing like having people to outsource the project to many people.
Or you'd give other engineers some work to do.
Some of them were students, former classmates. So I decided this time round, that was thinking 2014, that it's better to team up with people who will complement me. So partnered with some colleagues from the company, that was Gad and Sebastian. So who are now like doing amazing.
Those guys. By the way, we need to have them here and they tell us journey. Like God has amazing, crazy stories.
So
journey.
They're all doing well. The other one is running his own company. They've raised serious investment.
That is Sebastian, right?
Sebastian. God is also doing well. So the strategy that time was already had done a number of things. Big projects including the NHIFE procurement platform, which they currently use to date. So I had a number of products that we needed to like package properly and start selling to offering them a service to companies out there. So the goal was to get big clients. We'll easily get like small clients, but we wanted to So we were very ambitious and we wanted like big companies
Yes.
to come to us
Yes.
and provide the services to them.
Yeah.
So the projects, like those big clients, were not coming through.
Yeah.
So what we were getting were like small clients, people who want to build like websites,
Yes.
did integrations here and there. So, but those projects were not to the level we expected.
Yes.
And also tried applying for tenders in a county.
Yeah.
In a county here in Kenya that did not go well. So it was not straightforward.
By every other entrepreneur I meet, even the guys who are really doing well, especially in tech right now, they have always tried tender.
Yeah.
And their story is not that pleasing. And some of them, by the way, have taken initiative to build that, to streamline that process by building a platform around it. Yeah. Maybe at some point I feel like this is going to become a big idea for someone and it will change the way we do our tendering, procurement, etc.
Yeah, the problem is not the software.
It's the people.
It's the people.
It's the people problem.
Even if you build a super software. And, there are two things. There's computer system.
Yes.
And
people system.
People system or human system.
Yeah. And how they operate.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a culture problem.
It's a culture problem. Yeah. So
mostly influenced by corruption. Let's call it the way it is.
Yeah, mostly corruption. Yeah. So it's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
That wish one day it's going to be resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I think it's better now. I don't know.
Yes.
People who've been successful pursuing tenders, they've got it.
Oh, there are people who do really well with tenders. Yeah. They're called tenderpreneurs.
But what I learned is for you to get those tenders, you have to approach them differently. So, which I decided I don't want to go that direction.
Yeah. You want to talk about it?
No, mostly you see.
Maybe for someone who thinks maybe I'm here, let me apply for a tender.
The approach is different. Yeah. It's not like you go pitch and get like when dealing with private companies.
Yes, straightforward.
Do you have the right system? Does it work? Comparing that to other systems, is it better? So for government, you have to maybe when you're looking for tenders, you have to build like rapport. You have to be and through maybe that rapport, maybe there might be like exchange of favors and So and also if you are like core to the company, you want to be like very involved in building the platform.
Yes.
To be more of building relationships and having other people build. Yeah, and I wanted to be the core of like building the solutions you wanted to do.
Yes.
Yeah. So we decided we need to take a different approach. But also realized that we are not getting big projects. And I figured so our plan was let's get serious projects, money, and then we quit our jobs. So but that was not
because there are bills to pay. So it's not like you're getting money and saving all of it.
Yeah, and then realized as long as you're working somewhere, no one will take you serious and give you a serious project.
They'll be like, this guy is divided.
You see, while you're working at a company and doing things on the side, there are companies that have been doing what you're doing as side hustle for many years.
Okay.
You understand? So there are companies, it's not one. It's not like you're the only one who can provide those services. There are companies that have existed for many years and have been doing that.
Providing that same service.
Providing what you want to provide. And those companies have big teams.
Yes. They have resources.
They have software engineers. They have resources. They have connections. So why would someone come to you?
That's a very good question. So already you are disadvantaged.
So they'll come to you.
Yes.
If what they are doing is small and they want you to, they know you are cheap because this is something you're doing on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I figured out. And I told my colleagues, you know what? I don't think we are going to get like big clients or like mostly big clients.
Yeah.
So what I think we should do is let's quit our jobs and then do this full time.
Yes.
And have an office so that when someone comes, they know they're coming to this office.
Yes.
Yeah. So at that point, my partners were not willing to
quit the job.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
make that leap. And yeah, decided to quit.
And take the plunge.
Yeah. Now, for the first time now, that was the only thing I was doing full time.
Yeah. This is when you go to build some amazing stuff across the country. And also, I think in Nigeria.
Yeah, in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So, built a number of products.
Yeah.
Some of them we are currently using them at FinPlus.
Yeah.
For build products for payment. Platform for payments.
Yes.
Also, like build e-commerce platforms.
Yes.
Build customer loyalty
programs. Yeah.
For businesses.
There's something you built for NHIF. Is it NHIF or NSSF?
NHIF. That was in Campus.
Oh, way before.
Way before. That was I did that in Campus.
Nice.
They still use it to date.
Yes. Yeah. And it was quite amazing.
Yeah, it was a very big project.
Yeah.
I also learned so much dealing with
government
organization like that. Yeah, I'll say organization because it's part of like a government.
A big
yeah. So learned so much and interacted with so many entrepreneurs. That time I was working with collaborating with Jambo Pay to work on that platform.
Yeah. Jambo Pay is really doing well nowadays.
Yeah, learned so much from the CEO and co-founder Mushemi.
Yeah.
Mr. Mushemi. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how was it, as we conclude this, how was it working with Nigeria? What does that experience look like?
So those are not new projects.
Yeah.
It's still older clients that I started working with.
Yeah. Were they subcontracting what they got from Nigeria, or were this the in-house project for them?
In-house project for them. No, these are entrepreneurs who are looking. They wanted to build a number of platforms.
For the Nigerian market.
Yeah, so built a platform for selling music, something like similar to iTunes
or Spotify.
Yeah, or Spotify.
Yeah,
jobs website.
Is it still there or they pivoted?
They pivoted. It's not there.
Yeah.
They're also entrepreneurs, and
if things doesn't work, you just move on.
Move to something else.
Yeah.
So it was going on well.
Yeah. And as we conclude, because I think this requires like a separate talk here.
Yeah.
We have gone for so many hackathons, bro.
Yeah.
You've gone to Uganda. I think have you been to Uganda before that expedition? Or? Before the Pivot East, yeah.
That was the first time.
Yes.
It was the first time for me.
Yes, and it was interesting. We were building these with someone who was in UK. You want to talk about it? Because it should be interesting. Because some of those competition actually, they like faced off.
Yeah.
And I think they played a key role. It was Pivot 25 and then there was Pivot East.
Yeah.
So just to give people an overview, like Pivot 25 was where 25 startups or companies or products competed.
Yeah.
And then the best ones won some prize money. And then you could start a company. And I think also even up to date, there are a couple of companies that started from that experience. Then it came to Pivot East, where it was involving Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania.
Yeah.
And I think Rwanda at some point, I'm not sure, but it was Pivot East.
Also, I think Rwanda was also involved.
Was part of it, right?
Yeah.
And I think we need some of those things back for the tech ecosystem. Yep. Now that people have advanced, people are raising serious funding. Yeah. I remember by then you used to win 50,000 or $5,000? It was not that much to really build a company.
Yeah.
But it motivated a lot of people. Some of those companies are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the exposure,
Yeah.
meeting like entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also to build something that people like.
Mm.
And the story for that was also interesting because still in campus, someone searched online and found me. They approached me and say, I looked at your profile on LinkedIn. It's really good. Also saw the things you've done.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to work with you. There's this platform I want us to build.
Yes.
So it was called Labari App. And that's how the journey for that application started. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how the journey for that application started. And as Mike said, we participated in a number of competitions. One was Pivot East. There was another one for BlackBerry, where we even went to Netherlands to showcase the application. And even got approached by a number of companies, including Samsung. They wanted
To acquire the product.
yeah,
NTV.
make it
Is it NTV or Nation Media Group?
also Nation Media Group.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got met with the MD at from Nation Group. Yeah. And
Why do you think the deal did not materialize?
so they wanted, you see, Habari was a news aggregator platform.
And by the way, most of the media group did not have apps that you could access all their news or videos or whatever.
In fact, at that time when I met the MD, it was a new concept for him
Yes.
because so that time they were mostly relying on televisions and newspapers.
The traditional media.
Yeah, so newspapers was a very big business for them.
Yeah.
And he could not understand how this can be moved into an application.
Yeah.
So it was a new thing for him.
Yes.
Like he wanted to know, like, per day I know I'm selling this number of newspapers. How would I know?
How much I'm selling, yeah.
Yeah, on the app. But see, on the app, it's not like you're buying a newspaper.
Yeah.
It's digital content. So, but the reason why the deal did not materialize is, so Habari is a news aggregator application.
Yes.
So we source news from different places, allafrica.com,
Yeah.
Citizen, Standard newspaper, and different sources.
Yeah.
And that's what made the app.
And I remember,
official.
by the way, even our concept then was for diaspora people. So who don't have much time to read everything that is happening in Africa.
Yeah.
But they could go on the app and like maybe search or filter what is happening in Nigeria, what is happening in South Africa, what is happening in Kenya, or what is the most noteworthy news in Africa.
Yeah.
Which was really quite an innovation even up to today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because even today you want an application where you can access like different, you're able to read news, news article from different media groups.
Yes.
Yeah. Both internationally and Kenyan.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what made the app valuable.
Yes.
So Nation wanted the app to only have their content.
Exclusivity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to be like on the same.
Others
platform
were competitors. Yes.
Yeah, it would even make tracking even harder. Yeah, because they can advertise to people out there.
Yeah.
And then the people can go to that platform.
Yeah.
And because they've spent so much on marketing.
Yes.
Instead of
checking Nation, they check other competitors.
Yeah, so they didn't go ahead because of that.
Yeah.
And they said now if you want to proceed, like doing what you do, then we need to give you permission to use our content.
So now even they created bottlenecks for you.
You see, there are two options. Either we remove other sources and only serve their content, and we partner with them. The application can also become like theirs.
Were they willing to buy it, acquire it, or just invest in it?
So the conversation at that time, it was partnership.
Which didn't really mean providing resources for
They were going to provide resources. They were going to provide resources for that.
Yeah.
Because they have to pay for it. Yeah. So, but you see, our vision was not to have like the application with a single source.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're not willing to give them exclusivity.
Yeah.
Because the application will lose value.
At the end of the day, Abari means news, and news should be all news.
Yeah. So we didn't want to go that direction.
Yeah.
And we told them, so now you see, for us to launch and like offer the news out there, we need to have like access to your content, and we need permission for that.
Yes.
And they said, it's okay if you want access to, in fact, we'll give you an API where you can get this information.
For Nation, back then they had an API, right?
Yeah, an XML API.
Yeah.
But then they said you'll have to buy the content. That content was millions per year. So,
oh my goodness. Yeah.
That's the reason why we didn't proceed with that.
Look where they are right now.
Yeah. And also, because the partnership was to be between Habari, Nation, and Samsung.
So basically, what was the interest of Samsung? Exclusivity also on the Samsung platform?
To have it as part of the inbuilt application.
But were they willing to pay all these other news outlets?
So I think that figure were given by Nation. I think it was a way to like discourage, or maybe not to discourage the application from growing.
Yes.
Yeah, because for Samsung, for that application to make sense, or for them to achieve what they wanted to achieve, they need to
have
access
news.
to different sources. So, but Nation is expensive, and also other media houses were also charging for it. So because of that reason, it didn't proceed with Nation Media. Also didn't the deal with Samsung also didn't materialize.
Amazing. Perfect. So the entrepreneurship journey continues, and up to this point, when we come back, talk more about now the real deal. The fintech, the African fintech ecosystem, because it's thriving. Not only fintech, FinPlus, and what you're doing. There is so much. People are raising $1 billion. Unicorns are being born every day in this ecosystem. So we'll talk about, there is fraud. There is some people being blacklisted. So we'll talk about all that, and it's from here to Silicon Valley. So this is gonna be big. We have an expert in the house, and he's gonna tell us about this and more in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining us. It's Impact Masters Media, and it's yours truly, Michael Kimathi, or MK if you want. Thank you so much, Banta, for your time. Really appreciate Impact Masters community, and we're gonna talk more about tech ecosystem. And thank you so much for joining us, wherever you're listening from. Ciao, see you, bye.